Did you know that there are about 1.56 million female servers and about 669K male servers in the restaurant industry? But of course, when you're thinking of a restaurant, you're not thinking about those numbers. You're probably thinking about the food and the drinks that you're going to order, right? But have you ever thought about what it's like to work in a restaurant? What it's like to be one of those servers that's waiting on you? A lot of people tend to think that a server's jobs are strictly to write down an order and deliver food to the table. While that is a huge part of the job, there are also other things that go into being a server. So today I'm here to inform you what it's like to work in a restaurant as a server. The three main points I'm going to be talking about are the pay, the hours, and how this job brings you out of your comfort zone. If you're a shy person, then starting out as a server can be very nerve-wracking. You see hundreds of different faces a day, and that can be a lot of people to talk to. If you're not used to talking to that many people, then being a server can be very hard. What makes it easy is if you have a great personality and are able to communicate with people very well. Being able to communicate with people will then lead to a good experience for your guests and will make them want to come back. Or being able to communicate with people can make your day go by very fast. If you're working a double or if you're just having a long, dreadful lunch shift, talking to your tables can definitely help that. If you give off good personality and give great service to your tables, then that will lead to the tips. Which, speaking of tips, that is your paycheck. Starting out as a server, in training you make minimum wage, which is great, but you don't collect the tips. After training, a server makes $2 to $4 an hour plus tips. That $2 to $4 an hour tends to scare people away from being a server because it's so low. But what they don't understand is that tips can go a long way. Unlike other jobs, the hours at a restaurant can be very different. The hours of operation can be from 11 a.m. to say 10 p.m. or midnight, but that doesn't mean that's the hours that you stop working, like when the restaurant closes. If the restaurant closes at 10, then a server is usually there about an hour to 2 hours after, cleaning up and making sure everything looks good for the next day. If you're an opening server, then you tend to show up an hour to an hour and a half before the restaurant even opens to make sure that it looks good for the day. So, all that considered, the next time you go into a restaurant, really look at the server and see what they're doing. It's definitely going to be a lot more than just writing down orders and taking food to the table. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. What you don't know is that on average, a server can walk up to 4 miles in a shift. Now, that's only one shift. That's not talking about if a server wants to pull a double or anything like that. You probably didn't think that you'd be exercising while you were at work, right? So, going into a restaurant, maybe, just maybe, you'll be thinking a lot more than just the food and the drinks that you're getting ready to order. Servers are a huge part of what makes a restaurant go. It's a team-based job.